I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Last month I told you guys I gave you a late spring market update on the Vancouver market, condos, townhomes, and detached homes. And I said I was keeping an eye on some of the luxury detached homes in areas like West Richmond and how I'm seeing the days on market really building up. I'm seeing pretty dramatic price cuts here, and homes selling in some cases over $1 million below what their original asking price was. So I'm continuing to see more of that. The luxury detached market in places like West Richmond, even in Burnaby, West Side Vancouver, and even if it's a higher end home on the east side of Vancouver, it's a tough go right now. Prices are coming down every week, and there's just not a lot of buyers out there for those type of homes. And I'm wondering too, especially in areas like West Richmond, you know, that was a predominantly exclusive, pretty much Chinese buyer that were buying these luxury West Side Richmond homes, and they are gone. I don't know when they're coming back. If they're coming back, I don't know, but hundreds and hundreds of these homes were built for them. 3-car garage, all house, no lot, 6-7 bathrooms, every bedroom had an ensuite. They're not really appealing to the locals. It was really just the Chinese buyer that wanted a big house with 7 bathrooms, and they're not around anymore. Maybe they're going to come back. Keep in mind though, these were not foreign buyers. I always like to put that out there. I can tell you, these buyers were either had their permanent residency status or their Canadian passport. So they weren't foreign buyers and did not trigger a foreign buyer's tax if they bought in the last few years. But I'll give you one example here, and I'll talk about a few other areas in Vancouver as well. This was a home in the Riverdale area, West Richmond. This is kind of a typical house that was built over the last 10 years. This was a brand new house, 1 year old, 4,000 square feet. West Richmond is filled with these houses. They run about 3,500 to 5,000 square feet, 3-car garage. These are sitting on 7 to 10,000 square foot lots, so decent sized lot. It's all house though, no front or backyard. They push the house up and the house is pushed way back in the property line, so no backyard. But let me give you the little rundown on this one here. Originally listed in first listed in May of 2017. So 1 year ago, a little over a year ago now, for $4,888,000, which was dreaming, forget it. In November, they reduced it, in November of 2017, reduced it to 4.3. No action. In January of this year, they reduced it to $3,980,000. Nothing. February down to 3.6 million. 3.6 million reduced in February of 2018. It sold today, June. I'm now shooting this video in late June. Sold for $2,680,000. So they took almost $1 million off their last posted reduced price. And they originally had it listed at close to $5 million, sold for $2,680,000. So several $1 million below their original price. Now that one is severe. A lot of the ones I'm seeing in Seafair, Boyd Park, Terra Nova, on the market for 200 days, multiple price reductions. At the end of the day, they're selling $300,000–400,000 below original ask. A year on market. In some cases, in a lot of cases though, these people, if they bought it 6 or 7 or 8 years ago, they're still making a pile of dough on it. In some cases, though, you're seeing it if they bought it in early 2016, spring of 2016, which was the peak. In a lot of cases then, they're taking losses if they're trying to sell it now. Most of these homes as well are selling below tax assessed. So that is a market this luxury market in that price range in places like Richmond, and of course the west side is the same thing of Vancouver. Tough sell right now. Prices are going down month over month. Not a lot of buyers stepping up, and when you do get a buyer that steps up, you know, you're selling it at $1 million below your asking price. So we'll see where this market goes, and the market for those type of homes. You know, now the reverse, of course, is in the condo market. If you want a 1-bedroom condo in downtown Vancouver, you're going to be getting into a bidding war. If you want a good 2-bedroom unit in downtown Vancouver, priced under 1.1 or 1.2, it's going to be a tough go for you. You're probably going to get in competition there too. That's what people are buying. It's in that price range that a much larger demographic can afford. These luxury homes are a rare breed, a rare bird of a buyer. And if we're not minting more of them coming in with their permanent residency status from Quebec, what's going to happen? There's a lot more houses right now than we're minting new buyers that are interested in a house like this, with 7 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. The heating and the insurance, the upkeep on these houses is not cheap. So we need more of these type of buyers coming in every year, and for right now, they've stopped. Now, on another note for detached homes, the opposite is in the east side Vancouver, good Vancouver specials. What I mean by a Vancouver special is a home that might be anywhere from 10 to 40 years old, 35 years old, 2,400, 2,500 square feet on a 33 by 120 or 122 lot, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath up, a 1-bedroom and kitchen down, and a 2-bedroom and kitchen and bath down. So you could have a potential of 3 rental units there. I've been involved in several of these sales this spring, and this market is solid. As a matter of fact, I'm still seeing some small bidding wars going on some of the real prime ones. But if you're looking for a Vancouver special with a couple of rental suites down, priced under 1,650, 1,700, it's not a lot of inventory, and those houses are selling quick. And it doesn't surprise me, because they're in that price point, $1,650,000. You've got 2 mortgage helpers down, and you can live upstairs, or if you're an investor, rent all 3 and get a pretty decent rent for those 3 units. Plus you've got the dirt that's appreciating, and those homes are probably off. They're off from their highs, not nearly what the luxury stuff is. I just had a house that sold for $1,650,000. This house probably would have sold 2 years ago for $1,750,000, maybe $1,800,000. So they're off 10%. And in my opinion, a good buy. The other ones I've talked about at Christmas time, the single-family bungalow homes. So these generally don't have a suite. They're older, maybe 2,000 square feet, 70 years old, but they're sitting on good lots. Some of those you can pick up for $1,400,000, $1,350,000. Pretty good buy there as well. The problem is, though, you don't have the rental suite. You could put one in. That market is also pretty decent. But as you go up the food chain to the luxury stuff, man, it's getting ugly. And we'll have to see where this is. I'll give you another update on this later in the summer and the fall. But gee, I don't see any buyer stepping into this market right now. And you're seeing it in places like West Richmond, where these prices are coming down drastically from their original offers or original asking price, and not a lot of sales and a lot of days on market starting to build. So it's a bit of a tale of 2 markets right now. I'll see people pointing that the Vancouver market is in correction mode. Sales are down, price drops, and then they'll point to the detached market. But let's face it, the detached market is not the market really. That is such a small minority of buyers. You stop a guy on the street here today who's trying to buy a condo for $550,000 or $600,000. What does he care if the price of that Shaughnessy detached home dropped $1 million? He doesn't. So it's a tale of 2 markets right now. Condos and townhomes are still quite strong, especially in Vancouver. But the detached market, at least in the higher end detached market, is hurting. And it's continuing to go down. Doesn't seem to be any end in sight right now. We'll see where it goes. I'm Owen Bigland. I'll see you next week.